So the foundation pieces go much deeper than what pictures am I going to post on Instagram or what am I going to write about on LinkedIn, because then everything needs to line up with this kind of, this core of who you are. And that's where the messaging and the promotion then comes from, with a purpose.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a wonderful podcast with Adil, and today I'm very excited because today we have Adil as a guest in our podcast, and today you will gonna learn lot of things regarding personal brand, regarding Instagram, LinkedIn, and lots of things related to personal branding. And I know that you all want to create your personal brand, build the credibility and authority in the market. If you want to do that, watch this podcast till the end, because this is the mind-blowing session you will ever get on YouTube. If you want to seriously grow in your life, this is the only podcast you have to watch till the end. So let's get started. And today I'm very happy because we have Adil with us. Adil, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you so much for your very high energy welcome. Really nice to be here.
Yeah, I'm very happy because you have given us your precious time to us. So yeah, I'm very happy, and let's get started. So first of all, Adil, I want you to introduce yourself so that our viewers can understand more about you.
Sure. So I'm Adele, currently based in the UK, although have spent a number of years flitting to various places in the world. So I've been in Europe, most recently Australia. Before then, I work with clients all over the world on their business and career development from a kind of personal brand networking, business and career growth point of view. Really, really passionate about people building a powerful personal brand and getting known by the right people for the right reasons, and whether that's to grow their business, grow their coaching, or develop their careers.
Exactly. Wow, that's amazing. Like, you are doing lots of things. And yeah, Adil, there are lots of things related to personal brand. If you will go to YouTube or if you will go to anywhere and search about personal brand, there are lots of videos that come up, and people don't know that what's the main reason of building a personal brand. So why personal brand is important? You can explain about that.
Yeah, sure. So personal brand, excuse me, over the last couple of years has become a bit of a buzzword. And various people have kind of different meanings for it, in terms of, is it the photos that you've got and your, what your Instagram feed or your, stories and reels look like, or, is it your CV or your resume or your LinkedIn profile? Ultimately, personal brand is your reputation, and it's your reputation management. But nowadays, because there's so much networking and connection being done online, it's really about kind of the digitalization of your personal brand. And because you can be known, excuse me, sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. You can be known, much further afield than just your locality, like me and you, miles and miles apart, and we met online. So really kind of, about building this powerful personal brand is really digitalizing your reputation and growing your network based around your reputation and what you're known for. And that can feed into lots of things, and personal brand isn't just for people that want to be influencers or, business owners. It really is for everyone. Who knows you and what are you known for? Because the bigger... I think, the bigger your reputation and your network, the more opportunities are going to come to you. And whether that's just career development or business development, or becoming the next influencer.
Yeah, that's true. And the second thing is, Adil, what do you think? There are lots of people, what they do is they buy some fake followers, they do some fake or paid PR. They have posted some of the articles, some of the followers, likes, engagement, and they tell themselves that I'm an influencer, I'm a brand, I have created something in the internet, and they have all the things on the internet, but all the things are fake. So what do you think that what's the difference between fake and real person, and how we can identify that?
I don't know how you can identify it. Really, really good question. And there is always going to, be that, but I think it's about really thinking about building an authentic, powerful personal brand, and one that's true to you. If people do, want to be influencers and want to kind of buy the followers and the likes, it's kind of, well, what's the purpose of doing that? So when I'm working with people, really where we start is this clarity piece. What are you trying to achieve? Why are you trying to achieve it? Before we get to the, like, how are you going to do that? And really, about, building a brand that's based around what you do and who you are, the service or the product that you deliver. Why you're passionate about that. Because when you build this, powerful personal brand, it's got depth to it, and it's got meaning, and it's got authenticity, that somebody's going to see you online and feel like they know, like, and trust you. So it's not just displaying, it's not about displaying pictures on Instagram necessarily. It's about, the feeling that you leave when people have interacted with you in any way, shape or form, not just looking at a feed of people in, fancy cars and designer clothes, because does that really build the know, like, and trust factor?
Right.
For me, no.
Exactly. And the thing is that brand means you have a good community of people. If you don't have a good community, if you have thousands of followers, lakhs of followers on the internet, and if you have posted a story that I am going to do a one-to-one session, or if I am going to do an event, and not 10 people have registered for that, then what's the motive of that 100K or 200K subscribers or followers? And if you have only 50K followers, but you have a strong community of people, and if you have done something, if you are doing something and the community is supporting you, then it's the motive of doing something.
Yeah, definitely. And that's, that's around reputation. So, the reputation isn't necessarily the hundreds and thousands of followers you've got, because if somebody says, oh, I want, I know you do a lot of video work for people. If somebody says, oh, I want, I need some videos doing, it's going to be your reputation and your network that recommends you, because you've built a powerful personal brand, because you served people with your superpowers, which is around creating great videos. So that's your reputation. You might have 200,000 followers, but if nobody really knows what you do, because all you're kind of talking about is fancy restaurants, posh cars, designer clothes, and you're not adding value or sharing your gifts or your message. Is that a personal
doesn't
brand?
make any sense.
No, exactly. So you can have a really small community, because maybe you're in a very tight niche. And so, you can have a small community, but your name is known in that community.
That's the thing.
That's a stronger reputation.
Well, exactly. Like in the offline market, people have a goodwill of their, like in the offline market. If you have a shop, if you are a shopkeeper or anything, you have a goodwill of yourself, that if you are gonna ask credit from anyone, you will get the credit because you have a goodwill. And the same thing goes on the internet. It's the brand. If you have a good brand value, people will easily trust you, believe in you. And if you don't have a brand value, if you are just a person and just sharing here and there, people will not believe you, because you are miles and miles far away from the person, from your client.
And your Instagram feed and followers, or your LinkedIn, feed and followers, is not your brand necessarily. Your brand's much deeper than that, but that's a way to get your brand into the market. So that's a piece of advertising of your brand, but your personal brand actually starts with, who am I? Who do I want to be? What's the reputation? What do I want to, what do I want to do? Who do I want to serve? How do I want to serve them? Why am I serving them? What's the bigger purpose? If you think about it from a from a product point of view, you're really looking at what's the features and benefits of this product. Who does this product help? Why does it help them? How does it help them? And we really, when we're kind of looking at ourselves as a brand, it's about looking at ourselves as a product or service provider and really kind of going, right, it starts with what are my features and benefits? And this is where we start kind of diving in. What are your skills and your strengths? What are your superpowers? What makes you so unique? What's your story in this world that makes you so unique and these experiences? And that's where it starts kind of, bringing that to life, because, I'm a big believer that we all have gifts and we all have a uniqueness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yet so many of us are trying to fit in. And actually, if we stand out for who we are and what we do and how we, serve or create a product or create a service, that's kind of really where it starts. And then it's looking at, right, who do we want to work with? Why do we want to work with them? So the foundation pieces go much deeper than what pictures am I going to post on Instagram or what am I going to write about on LinkedIn, because then everything needs to line up with this kind of, this core of who you are. And that's where the messaging and the promotion then comes from, with a purpose.
Yeah, exactly. And the things that you have told that related to uniqueness, like you told us related to uniqueness, that every person have a unique identity. They have something unique. They have their own story. They have their USP in the market, and they can show that up, and you can build your own personal brand. But what people do is that they copy others. Like if you are into a field and there is a person who is in the top, what others do, they start copying them. They start copying the design, the clothing, everything that requires, but they don't understand that you are unique and your brand is unique. You have to do something that is absolutely like what you are exactly. You don't have to like show a face on you. You have to show your originality.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely. And it's interesting. This is a really interesting thing. And I love how you kind of, use the term unique value proposition. And that's absolutely it. But there's this kind of push and pull with it, because when we're growing up, we're kind of told to fit in.
Yeah.
And it doesn't benefit us from being unique or showcasing any of our kind of weirdness or quirks. Yeah. So we're trying to constantly fit in. But then actually, we then get into wanting to build a business or grow our career, or, for some people, become an influencer. It is about standing out. Yeah. And then a couple of people stand out, but they're standing out because of their uniqueness. And other people are like, oh, that's what I need to do, because I'm still kind of fitting in, because I'm following this theme. Yeah. But that person's standing out, so therefore I'll stand out. But it's, it's not got that authenticness about it, that it doesn't gain the traction.
Right.
That, that you want. And, this personal brand piece isn't just for people that want to be seen and be followed and be the thought leader. It's really, it can be from somebody that's just starting in the world of work and in any field, whether it's, accountancy, engineering, law, right through to design and the creative industry, which is the industry I tend to work with. This is just about your reputation within that sector and that space, maybe just within that location that you live and want to work in. It doesn't have to be, trying to create this massive global thought leadership and, be heading to do TED Talks or be the next, Instagram, going viral influencer. It's just about, am I sharing my story? First of all, am I clear on actually what I bring with this work that I do and where
what's
I want
my purpose?
To go? Yeah, what's my purpose? Am I getting known in my industry sector as a really good X, designer, accountant, engineer. So it's going to future-proof my career, or, you know, if it is that you want to grow a business, it's going to help me grow my business because it's going to attract aligned clients to work with me.
That's amazing. Like you are totally correct that your focus should not be up that I will become an Instagram influencer or I have thousands and lakhs of followers. But the thing is that you should be known on your industry, and you should be like doing something great that people recognize you, people remember you. If you're copying the same thing, you are doing the same thing, and you will end up doing nothing. So yeah, that's a great thing. And Adil, you also talked about niche and purpose and all the things that you should focus on a niche, on a purpose, and then you should grow on that, and then you will known on your industry. So if we will talk about the purpose and the niche, so how people can find their perfect niche and how they can find their why, that why I have to do this or what's the purpose of mine, because people are very confused and people think that I'm good at designing, I will do designing, I'm good at this, I can also do this, and they are doing multitasking and they're not end up doing anything. So
and you know, there's a lot of shiny object syndrome out there.
Exactly, that's the correct term.
There's a lot of
I can do this, I can do that, I can do that, and they start doing all the things at a time.
And I think part of, you know, what intrigued me to get into career and business coaching is I kind of want to do everything. So I live vicariously through all my clients doing all these different things. So I kind of, you know, I get it. The clarity piece is really where the work is and where it starts. And, you know, we're kind of pulling back the layers. There's lots of different kind of techniques and modalities and exercises that I take people through to really land on, actually, this is my calling. You know, this is what, you know, when we look at our strengths and our skills and our personality traits, you know, and different things, we kind of get to, you know, I call it the sweet spot. And I've written some articles, you know, have you found your sweet spot? Because this is when work doesn't become work. We're just being innately us. And using these gifts that we have. You know, some of us are really technical and great with detail and facts and figures and, you know, complex information. So find that like sweet spot and delve into that and do more of that, because then you're not working. Other people, you know, probably like yourself, you're a communicator, a talker, you want to meet people, you know, you're curious about people in the world, you know, similar to myself. So then, you know, you start mapping out, okay, where can I use this skill? How can I use this skill? Do I want to work for a company? Do I want to work for myself? What does this look like? So this, you know, this is where we're building the foundations, and it's not, you know, one of my kind of gripes is the education system where we kind of funneled into, you know, areas. Oh, you're good at maths and, you know, stats, so you go in that direction. But we're not then looking at, well, who are you as a person? Are you the communicator and the connector, or are you, you know, somebody who wants to be a bit more kind of insular and work, you know, very much focused on projects? So there's lots of kind of this exploring that it starts with to really gain clarity. And this is where I say to people, you know, it's where you step into your superpowers. And then it's about the next step. Okay, where do I want to use these? How do I want to use them? There's lots of great information out there on, you know, your why. And Simon Sinek is, you know, a very good kind of, you know, leadership coach that talks a lot about the why. You know, and that's an important, you know, it's a really important kind of piece of the puzzle. But I think actually even before we get to the why, it's kind of, who am I? And we change. And so we have to reassess this, and we're evolving all the time. So our personal brand and our kind of, you know, journey and direction needs to evolve. Whereas I think a lot of people just, it's like, oh, I want to arrive. And actually I say, you know what, we never arrive, because we should keep growing.
Exactly.
And I have a saying, if we're not green and growing, we're ripe and rotting. So it's very much about, okay, you know, I'm going on this journey, and what's the next part of the journey? What's the next part? And to kind of, you know, see our careers and businesses, this growth journey, not as a destination.
You should always learn and grow and grow and grow. If you will not do going upward, people will pull you down and you will go downward. So always keep learning and going up.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is why it's so important to have a plan for yourself and a bit of direction in terms of where you're heading. Because otherwise you'll get sucked into other people's plans, or we spend our time moving away from what we don't want. And never getting anywhere nearer what we do want, because we've not identified what we want.
Exactly. So that's the problem that many people face. Yeah.
And this is, you know, and then kind of what comes into the mix with this is things like, you know, confidence, imposter syndrome. Am I good enough? Can I do it? Because we don't necessarily know what we want. So I have a kind of framework that I take people through called the shine effect.
Okay.
So, you know, really what I do is say I help people to step up, stand out and shine. So step up into their, you know, full potential.
Okay.
And really be who they're meant to be here, rather than kind of hiding, trying to fit in, following other people, you know, stepping into actually, you know, who they are, and, you know, really building that kind of, you know, internal power muscle and confidence to then step out. So, you know, we go through this clarity piece, which, like I said, is, you know, deep diving into things to then kind of, you know, come out of that and feel much more confident to be able to go out and communicate your personal brand. Because you know who you are, what you're talking about, who you're talking to. And then that, you know, is building those connections, and then it's converting. You know, it's converting, whether it's new clients, whether it's bigger, better jobs, getting tapped on the shoulder for, you know, dream jobs at companies that you used to, you know, look at and aspire to be working for them. And they're contacting you because you've kind of stepped up and you're standing out. And then that's where the kind of the shine comes.
Yeah, exactly. And you told it perfect that you should have a direction, that where you want to go. If you don't have a direction in your life, if you don't have a goal in your life, you will end up like going nothing. Like you should have a direction. And when you have a clear goal in your mind and you are thinking day and night related to that goal, law of attraction works, universe works, and all the things comes to your side by its own. Like if I want to do something with coaches, like I help coaches to build their brand. So like when I'm focused about my thing, that what I want to do, what is my goal, what is my vision, then automatically, I don't know how, but everything comes towards me.
Totally. And there is, you know, and the work I do, I kind of say to people, there's a bit of the woo-woo in there, you know, the law of attraction. And, you know, and this is, you know, there's a lot of talk, again, like personal brand, there's a lot of talk about manifestation, law of attraction. I actually call it intentionality. We set the intention and we focus. Now, if we don't set the intention, we're focusing on things that we don't want. So we're missing the opportunity that could be sitting right in front of us. And, you know, I've had so many clients and they said, you know, it's like you were a magician. And I said, no, I wasn't a magician. I helped you move the spotlight from looking at the stuff you didn't want and turning the spotlight in front of you where you wanted to go. And all those opportunities were always there. You just didn't look there because you didn't know where to look.
Yeah.
So when you know what you're looking for, it suddenly becomes much easier to find. But a lot of people don't know what they're looking for. And that's why that clarity piece is so important. It's the step we all want to miss.
Yeah.
Because it's not always super easy. But if we miss that, we miss the opportunities because we don't know what we're looking for. And really, the magic happens very quickly
Yeah.
once we know what we're looking for. It's all there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I have experienced this in my life, so I am totally a big believer of this, and yeah, I'm very yeah, definitely.
There's no
yeah.
real wacky magic to like manifesting and law of attraction. It's knowing what you want, finding where it is, and it can happen.
Yeah, true. So if we are talking about personal brand, we are talking about credibility and goals and all the things. So when we talk about personal brand, a person which is very going very viral on the internet is Andrew Tate. Have you heard about him?
Yes.
Andrew Tate, that board man, and he's going viral and viral. And like, what do you think about that person? Yeah.
Well, in my mind, in my opinion, the wrong things. Obviously, in some people's opinions, not the wrong things, because he's built up a massive big following. I mean, gosh, that's a controversial one to discuss, for sure. Look, with your personal brand, it is going to polarize people, and it kind of should polarize people, because if we're trying to be everything to everybody, we're nothing to nobody.
So yeah, that's a big point.
Yeah, some people are going to, I think all of us are a bit like Marmite. I don't know if you have this saying in India, but Marmite is this spread that you put on your toast or a cracker, and people either love it or hate it. So we have this terminology in England and Australia. It's like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. Okay. And in a way, your personal brand needs to be a little bit Marmite. Achha. Because the right people, it's going to attract the right people, and it's going to turn off the wrong people. If we're trying to please everybody, we just become very bland and vanilla. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah, we have to have a specific audience, specific niche, and specific industry where we have to go. Some people are going to see you, hear your message, read your content, and just be like, oh, no, I just don't agree with that. Don't like that, business career coach, what she's saying about personal brand. No, not agreeing with that. That's totally fine. Yeah. Because I don't need everyone to like me. A few people are going to go, actually, I like that. I like what I'm hearing. And that's all we need. Andrew Tate has obviously done this on a grand global scale. And some people must be following him. Some people must like him. Otherwise, he wouldn't obviously be having this global brand. How he monetizes that, I don't know. Is it correct? In my mind, probably not. He have a course. He have a Hustler University. Yeah, this is a course that they sell in the internet. And what he do is he sell this course at $100, I think. And then what he do is that if you have bought this course, and you can sell this course to a second person, and you will get a commission of 40 or 50. Yeah, it's something like multi-level marketing or something like that. Yeah. And what's the game is that what you have to do is, if you are if you have bought the course of Andrew Tate, what you have to do is you have to start posting and doing videos of Andrew Tate on the internet. And then you will share a link in the description, and people gonna buy that, and you will get a commission. And this, in the TikTok, Andrew Tate don't have an account, and he has got a 1 billion plus views on TikTok, not even having his own account. Yeah. I mean, in some respects, it's obviously worked for him. Whether it's truly ethical and his behavior is truly ethical. But, for some people, I mean, this is horses for courses. Some people, they are doing unethical business because that's not one of their values. And again, this kind of, opens up another box, which is all about the values and what you want to stand for, and how does that align with your values. If he's happy with himself and it aligns with his values, fair play to him. Doesn't align with my values, isn't something, you know. So, you know, for me, if, you know, somebody came to me and they wanted to build a powerful personal brand, build a strong network, and sell something that I didn't think was ethical and didn't sit with my values, I don't work with them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But, you know, it's horses for courses.
Yeah, but Adil, what do you think, as you are a personal branding coach and you have coaches lot of people, and you can see the drastic growth of Tate, and this person was like, I think 6 months before or 1 year before, we don't know this person, and suddenly this person came to the internet, and this person like boom on the internet. And now in India, in Pakistan, in everywhere, this person has a following, and there's a great following of this person each and everywhere. And the second thing is that he has created a brand, he has created like a drastic value. But if we decode his success, what do you think, what's the secret?
In my opinion, he's sold an opportunity to make money to people. And unfortunately, we're living in a world and a society where people want to make money.
Yeah, exactly.
And people want to be famous. And they want to be famous for really doing nothing.
Yeah, that's a true thing.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, we're being sold, you know, status, and this is what a lot of the influencers are doing, you know, posting pictures, and actually it's not their car, they've hired the car, they've hired the house, and, you know, and then it's like, give me your money and I'm going to teach you how to have all this. Yeah. And there is a lot of this multi-level marketing that's kind of happening out there because we're all wanting an easy way to get rich quick.
Yeah. I got it.
But actually, if we delve into who are we and what gifts have we got and what do we really enjoy doing that we can get paid for, you're going to get rich, but you're going to get rich doing something that gives you satisfaction, fulfillment, enjoyment, and success.
Yeah. And the thing is that there is no future of multi-level marketing. Like, you are doing this, but you don't have any future of this. Like, if the company ends, then you are going to end up. If you don't have a skill, if you don't have your brand, if you don't have your clients who is trusting on you, believing in you, then like nothing gonna happen.
Exactly. Well, you don't own it. You're kind of, if you're top of the tree in multi-level marketing, great. But if not, you don't own it. So
yeah.
And look, again, that can be right for some people, but not for others. I guess the people that come to me are ones that say, I've got this story and this message to share, or I want to grow and develop my career, and I want to get known by more people, and, develop my business or my career opportunities by really understanding myself a bit more and letting people know more about me.
Yeah, exactly. And people, please don't give some of the negative comment. This is just a discussion that we are having in this podcast. So yeah, it's totally okay if you follow this, follow like anyone. If it's totally okay if you don't follow anyone, we are just doing a wonderful discussion. So yeah.
Yes.
So
yes. And it's always interesting where these discussions go.
Yeah, it's we are just decoding like what's the reason, how it's built up and all the things. So yeah, it's okay. So yeah, Ajal, we also wanted, we have already taken your lots of time, but I have one more thing in my mind. Like, if you tell lots of people about having a direction, having a goal, but we want to know, like, Adel, what's your goal? Like, what you want to do in the next 5 years, or what's your future vision related to your industry that you are working in?
I want to help more people. I want to help people, more people really reach their full potential, more people to feel that they know and they own their superpowers, and they're really proud for their uniqueness and what they bring, what they bring with the work that they do, and whether that's on a small scale or a big scale. But we get up every day, and most of us have to go to work, and so let's do something that really has a sense of meaning and purpose to us. Do it to the best of our ability, get the happiness, satisfaction, and success from doing that really well. So kind of happiness sits at the heart of what I do, really.
Hey, amazing. That's amazing. So guys, if you want to connect with Adele, the link is in the description. You can go and connect with Adele, and you can also get some consultation, and we will share the Instagram link and everything on the description. So Adele, it's wonderful for having a wonderful podcast with you. I'm very happy, and thank you so much for being in our podcast.
Thank you for having me. And I think we've got more to talk about. So maybe
there are lots of things. We will definitely have a part 2, because time is going on, but I have lots of questions and lots of things in my mind, and definitely we will do part 2. Guys, if you want part 2, type in the chat box or type in the comment section. We will definitely do it. So thank you so much, Adele, once again.
Thank you. Take care.